Africans, you have fought a good fight. Who thought that we'd come across a Nigerian man humbling himself before South Africans? It is no secret often at times that they find it very difficult to humble themselves. They always let their ego and pride stand in their way. So this is the so-called, should I say, Igbo king that was said to have been coronated in East London, Kukompo. He is now downplaying this thing as if it was just a celebration. He was not being coronated. However, he's sorry and all that. The issue of, do we accept his apology?
Self-proclaimed king crowned in South Africa. Outrage erupts. And now he's apologizing. But there is a twist. South Africans are refusing to accept it. So what really went wrong? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Snapp-View React. Snapp-View React. You snap and you view it very fast. Please, my cherished subscribers and my cherished what you call viewers, I say a very big thank you to you all. I congratulate you people for always being here for me, and my chief in command commenters, McLion, etc. You guys are doing wonders. Thank you very much. You see, this controversy between some Igbo people and individuals and South African youth has sparked a heated debate about culture, authority, and respect. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Snapp-View React. Mr. Ramo, you subscribe why? You see, the problem with some of these Igbos, the main problem with them is, they will come into your country in pretext of helping the nation.
Drop it down under the comment section. That's a story for another day, because it took him time to actually come up. He knew very well that tensions were very high. He had time to apologize. He had time to come up and state his case, but he was quiet throughout. And only now people's businesses were burnt down. So much happened. We've got our brothers that were stabbed on the 30th of March 2026. We've got stores that got burnt down. A lot has happened. People had to spend so much money traveling from different places across the country, and it's only now that he sees the need to come out and apologize. So it's totally up to you, South Africans, what you want to say about that. I'm sure that will actually differ from one person to another. You know what actually came out of this, or what is my takeout, is that South Africans have regained their power back in East London. And if they can do it in East London, they can actually do it across the whole country. But the other thing that we can confirm in East London is that prostitution have actually reduced. The streets are cleaned. Some of the stores are closed. And for the first time, we hear our leadership, our government coming out to say they are trying to get South Africans on board in order for South Africans to actually own certain stores. We can do this. Who thought that we would hear a day a Nigerian man apologizes to South Africans? Whether his apology is authentic or it's not authentic, we're not bothered. But the fact that he came out to say, South Africans, I'm sorry, that is a big thing. Because they don't do that. The audacity, they've got their level of entitlement is at another level. But there he is, apologizing. South Africans, continue reclaiming your country back. This has just proven it can be done. Even the selling of powders, it is said that it has now reduced. Whether they are doing it, low-key, that's another thing. But for now, even that California building that was said to be owned by these Nigerian men in East London, it has been clean. We can do this.
Coronation that many saw as overstepping boundaries quickly turned into a national conversation. Critics argue you can't import kinship into another man's country without recognition, while others say it's cultural expression taken too far. We cannot call this culture. Culture is supposed to be exhibited in your country, where you hail from. So if the Igbo culture are proud of their culture, the best thing for them to do is to stay put in their country and practice their culture. Make sure their culture work in their country. They should not be traveled to other African countries and be diluting the countries that they visited, their culture with theirs, because nobody invited them to come and practice their culture in others' country. It is arrant nonsense. Ladies and gentlemen, let's please watch the video. Subscribe for me, I beg you. Subscribe. Watch the video.
If you go to Congo, they are not comfortable with Nigerians. If you go to Zimbabwe and Zambia, they are not comfortable with Nigerians. In fact, even a country that is close to Nigeria as Ghana have a problem with the Nigerians. There is a problem, there is a general trait that Nigerians have. There's a necessary aggression that other people don't find comfortable.
Why do you think there's seemingly an influx of Nigerians in most African countries?
Because their country, I think because of the terror that is going on in their country, and again because of the bulging population and the high rate of unemployment, so they are operating like Chinese. They are finding a way they can deposit their population. Unfortunately, they are depositing themselves with their Nigerian cultures, which do not fit in us. Even in Nairobi here, when you go to Kilimani here, we always see Nigerians opening, wanafungua bunduki, wanataka kupigana na the Kenyans. Those kind of things we have to make sure that they stop. If you go to Donom, they are doing very crazy things with our ladies. If you go to Congo, they are not comfortable with Nigerians. If you go to Zimbabwe and Zambia, they are not comfortable with Nigerians. In fact, even a country that is close to Nigeria as Ghana have a problem with the Nigerians. There is a problem, there is a general trait that Nigerians have. There's a necessary aggression that other people don't find comfortable.
Why do you think there's seemingly an influx of Nigerians in most African countries?
Because their country, I think because of the terror that is going on in their country, and again because of the bulging population and the high rate of unemployment, so they are operating like Chinese. They are finding a way they can deposit their population. Unfortunately, they are depositing themselves with their Nigerian cultures, which do not fit in us. Even in Nairobi here, when you go to Kilimani here, we always see Nigerians opening, wanafungua bunduki, wanataka kupigana na the Kenyans. Those kind of
everywhere you go, you find an Igbo man, you find a Nigerian man, you find a Yoruba man, etc. You ask them what is their prime aim of being in that country. But most at times, they lure you by saying that they are visiting your country or they are here to visit. And then after some few minutes or some twinkle of an eye, they begin to trade. That trading will take them into another citizenship. They begin to marry your kids, your children. Sorry to use the word kid. They do not marry kids. They begin to marry the girls in your country. They have that prime motive. The reason they do that is to secure citizenship. And after they secured it, they begin to rule the country by force with all means they have. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is Snapp-View React. I urge you all to kindly subscribe to this very noble platform.